Welcome to the Deep Dive. Today we're getting into something, well, pretty deep. This idea of dreams as maybe the only real window into someone's mind when their everyday life is just totally controlled.
It's a fascinating angle, isn't it? When everything outside is managed and manipulated, yeah, the subconscious becomes this key battleground for what's actually true for a person.
Exactly. So our deep dive today centers on Chapter 3 of George Orwell's 1984. We're really focusing on Winston Smith, his internal world versus the huge external pressures shaping it.
Yeah, and our goal really is to unpack how the party messes with everything, not just facts, but memory, feelings, even your sense of physical reality.
And how Winston's dreams, these really private moments, kind of highlight everything that's been stolen or lost.
And we absolutely have to get into doublethink, that whole chilling concept and the constant, just exhausting fight to trust your own perception. It's quite a look at the human cost of total control.
Okay, so let's start right there with Winston's dreams. They tell us so much right off the bat about what's missing in his world. He dreams about his mother and his little sister.
Yeah, the baby sister. They vanished, what, decades ago, during those first big purges back in the 50s?
Right, when he was just a kid, maybe 10 or 11. And the dream itself, the imagery.
Oh, it's powerful. They're sinking, aren't they? Down into some dark place. Could be a well, a grave, maybe even like the inside of a sinking ship.
And he's up above, in the light, alive. And he just knows in the dream that somehow their lives were sacrificed for his.
Yes. And there's no blame in their faces, is there? Just this understanding that, yeah, they had to die so he could live. Like, it was just the way things had to be. Unavoidable.
That acceptance is chilling. What does that tell us, even in a dream state, about, the burden he carries?
Well, it shows how deep the party's influence goes, maybe even into the subconscious. But then when he wakes up, there's this incredibly sharp realization. He realizes his mother's death. All those years ago, it felt tragic, genuinely sorrowful, in a way that he thinks just isn't possible anymore.
Right. He feels like real tragedy, that kind of deep feeling, belonged to the ancient time.
Exactly. And his definition of that ancient time is key.
He links it to things like privacy, love, and friendship, and family loyalty.
Yeah.
Things completely absent now.
And contrasts it starkly with his present. Just fear, hatred, and pain. But crucially, no dignity of emotion. No deep or complex sorrows.
So it's not just that the party stopped certain actions. They've actually, flattened the whole landscape of human feeling.
That's it precisely. Totalitarianism doesn't just crush you physically. It systematically dismantles your ability to feel complex emotions. Profound sadness, for example, becomes almost nostalgic, a relic.
Wow. It's like removing the tools for real connection or independent thought before they can even be used.
Yeah. And then there's that other dream he keeps having, the one about the Golden Country.
Oh, right. That beautiful sort of idyllic pasture with the elm trees and the stream.
Mm-hmm. And the girl with dark hair, we later find out it's Julia, she rips her clothes off. But it's not just sexual, it's the way she does it.
He sees the gesture itself as something huge.
Yeah, it's described as annihilating a whole culture, a whole system of thought. Like that one act of pure, unashamed freedom could just sweep away Big Brother, the party, everything.
It's a rebellion in its purest form.
And Orwell notes, again, that this kind of gesture also belonged to the ancient time. It reinforces how deeply buried that kind of genuine humanity is.
And he wakes up with Shakespeare on his lips.
Shakespeare. The ultimate symbol, really, of everything that's been lost. Art, complex language, individual feeling.
But then reality hits. Hard.
Doesn't it just... that
ear-splitting whistle from the telescreen, not 7:15, getting up time.
Yeah.
Rips him right out of the dream.
And straight into the grim physical reality, the lack of basic comforts. He's naked because clothing coupons are so scarce for outer party members.
Right. A suit of pajamas costs 600 coupons out of only 3,000 a year, so he grabs his dingy singlet and shorts. And immediately his body rebels. That awful, violent coughing fit.
He has to lie flat just to breathe. And his varicose ulcer is itching away. It's just constant physical discomfort and decay.
It really paints a picture of deliberate neglect, doesn't it? Systemic deprivation.
Absolutely. And before he can even catch his breath, literally, the telescreen barks again.
Yeah, that piercing female voice starting the physical jerks.
For the 30 to 40 group. And everyone has to put on this show of grim enjoyment. It's so mechanical, so forced.
Under that ever-watchful eye. It really shows how control extends to the most basic physical movements, demanding not just you do it, but you look like you enjoy it.
That constant surveillance, even first thing in the morning, is such a powerful tool. It blurs public and private completely.
And it connects directly to that other huge theme in this chapter, the whole erasure of the past, the battle for memory.
Which Winston is struggling with constantly. He says without external records, your own life story just loses its shape, its sharpness.
He can barely remember his childhood before the late 50s. Bits and pieces, maybe things that didn't even happen, mixed with just blanks.
How do you know who you are if your past is quicksand? Even tiny details like remembering Airstrip 1 used to be called England or Britain, that itself feels like a revolutionary thought.
Yeah, it cracks the facade. And the manipulation of the war history is maybe the most blatant example.
He knows deep down that his country hasn't always been at war, or at least not always with the same enemy.
But he can't prove it, can't pin it down.
Because, as Orwell writes, no written record and no spoken word ever made mention of any other alignment than the existing one. It's impossible to verify anything outside the party line.
So in '84, they're at war with Eurasia, allied with East Asia. Simple, except
Winston has this nagging, furtive knowledge that just 4 years ago, it was the complete opposite. War with East Asia, allied with Eurasia.
But the party says, nope, Oceania had always been at war with Eurasia. Full stop.
And whoever the enemy is right now is absolute evil. Always has been. Any memory or record to the contrary simply never existed.
And Winston finds this ability to just reach into the past and say, that never happened. He finds that more terrifying than torture or death.
And you can see why, can't you? If everyone believes the lie, if all the records show the lie,
Then the lie passed into history and became truth. It's utterly chilling.
it perfectly captures the party slogan, who controls the past controls the future. Who controls the present controls the past.
And they call this reality control. It's like this constant war against your own memory.
Exactly, an unending series of victories over your own memory, which leads us, inevitably, to doublethink.
Right. The ultimate mental tool for survival in this world. It's a hard one to wrap your head around.
It really is. It's more than just lying or being hypocritical. It's a kind of profound, active self-deception.
Can you break down that definition for us? Because it's got so many layers.
Okay, let's try.
Yeah.
So fundamentally, doublethink is to know and not to know.
Knowing and not knowing at the same time.
Yes. Being fully aware you're telling carefully constructed lies, but genuinely believing them as you tell them. Holding two contradictory opinions simultaneously.
I mean, they contradict each other.
And believing both of them. Using logic against logic. Rejecting morality while claiming to uphold it.
It goes on, doesn't it? Believing democracy is impossible, but the party guards democracy.
Exactly. And the active forgetting part is crucial. Forgetting whatever needs to be forgotten, then recalling it instantly when it's needed.
And then immediately forgetting it again. And forgetting you forgot it.
That's the deepest layer, the ultimate subtlety, as Orwell puts it, applying the process to the process itself. You consciously make yourself unconscious of the act of doublethink.
And then you become unconscious that you even did that.
Right. So as the book says, even to understand the word doublethink involved the use of doublethink. It's this perfectly closed loop, this mental prison.
It's not just controlling what you think. It's fundamentally changing how your mind even processes truth. Incredible. And just as we're grappling with that mental complexity, Orwell yanks us back to the physical. Back to Winston doing the physical jerks.
Yeah, and the instructress is yelling at him again. That screwish voice. Bend lower, please. You're not trying.
And Winston's reaction is pure survival instinct, honed by years of this.
Total blank face. His face remained completely inscrutable.
Never show dismay, never show resentment. A single flicker of the eyes could give you away. It's constant self-monitoring, self-erasure.
And the instructress, she even uses propaganda during the exercises, doesn't she?
Oh yeah, holds herself up as an example. She's 39, 4 kids, but she can touch her toes. Anyone under 45 should be able to.
And then throws in the war effort. Remember our boys on the Malabar front and the sailors in the floating fortresses.
It turns exercise into this weird blend of physical coercion and political shaming.
And the scene ends with Winston pushing himself with this violent lunge.
And he actually manages to touch his toes without bending his knees for the first time in several years.
It's almost a victory, but it feels like such a grim one. It just shows how total the control is. They can push your body past its limits through fear and pressure.
It perfectly encapsulates it. Every single aspect of life, from your deepest dreams and memories to the involuntary twitch of an eye or the bending of your knees, is under the party's suffocating control.
So looking back at this chapter, this deep dive really shows how Winston's inner world his dreams, his fragmented memories, stands in such stark contrast to the party's relentless effort to control absolutely everything: history, feelings, truth itself.
Yeah, and it all culminates in that deeply disturbing mechanism of doublethink, the mental gymnastics needed just to survive day to day. We see this systematic attempt to just extinguish private thought, genuine emotion, any sense of a stable past.
It leaves you with a pretty chilling thought, doesn't it? If that capacity for deep, private feeling like sorrow or the ability to trust your own memory of an unchangeable past, if that's totally wiped out, what's left of being human? What does individual truth even mean then?
And maybe closer to home, it makes you consider how much does our own sense of history, our own identity, depend on having access to records, to external facts that we believe are stable and beyond manipulation.